Well, let's get started. I'm Trey Wicks, and today I want to talk about a couple of different things that have happened throughout this NFL offseason. I want to highlight Jordan Love going to the Green Bay Packers and Jalen Hurts going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Then we're going to go over and shift gears to the Cincinnati Bengals and how I feel their season is going to play out. We're also going to talk a little bit about Tom Brady and Gronk reuniting in Tampa Bay. And then Andy Dalton signing a one-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. So, are you ready to get your fix? Well, let's go over to Jordan Love getting drafted by the Green Bay Packers. Going to the draft, I felt like Green Bay really needed to add another weapon to give Aaron Rodgers so that he doesn't have to just throw to Devontae Adams. They needed that extra piece. Especially with Jimmy Graham leaving, who was a veteran receiver at tight end. I mean, he didn't do too much, but he was still a factor. They needed Aaron Rodgers to have another weapon. That's what they needed to go in the draft. And I'm not saying Green Bay has to trade up or do any of that because this is one of the biggest, probably one of the best, one of, if not the best, receiving class who had the most depth this year. So, why not take a chance on a different receiver, on somebody? There were so many receivers in this draft. They had the 26th pick, and I felt like they were going to take Brandon Ayuk. That's what a lot of mock drafts had him taken. But he went 25th because the Minnesota Vikings traded their pick to the Niners, and that's who they took. So I felt like at the 26th pick, I'm thinking, all right, take T. Higgins. He's still available, but they didn't. They took Jordan Love. At first I was shocked, but I still think this is going to work out. I think it's a good thing. I have no issue with Jordan Love. I feel like he's still going to be one of the better quarterbacks in this league. And, my only thing on him is that he's very inconsistent. Or not very, but he can be. His freshman year at Utah, he had 12 games, 8 touchdowns and 6 picks. And then he went to his sophomore year and 32 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So now you're thinking, he's an NFL caliber quarterback. He can do it. But then you go to his junior year. In 13 games, he had 20 touchdowns and 17 interceptions. Where did all these interceptions come from all of a sudden? I couldn't tell you. It's one of those things where I think he was trying to be as good or if not better than his sophomore season, trying to make those big plays and be the hero on the team. It didn't work out. He was trying to be that gunslinger, and it really didn't work out. However, I still believe Green Bay is a really good fit. He has the opportunity to work under Aaron Rodgers, and he should be rejoicing about that. I feel like, Aaron can teach Jordan different secrets about the game that, a lot of rookie quarterbacks have to teach themselves. He's going to have that ability to learn under a veteran, one of the GOATs of the game. He's really in a very good situation right now, and I feel like Jordan Love can refine his game from learning from Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw picks. Aaron Rodgers can show him, hey, throw that ball away. Don't force it in there. He can limit those interceptions throughout the season. So I feel like once Aaron Rodgers leaves, I feel like Jordan Love is capable of stepping up and being that leader and being in that starting quarterback role for Green Bay. So I feel like he's in a good place with Green Bay. So let's go and switch gears to Jalen Hurts going to the Philadelphia Eagles. He got drafted in the second round with the 53rd pick, and I thought this was one of the more shocking picks of the NFL draft, and it was actually kind of good, though, on Philadelphia. I thought, Carson Wentz has been hurt kind of the last couple of years, so why not take a chance on a quarterback? Get him a really good, solid backup, because Philadelphia really didn't have a backup quarterback at the time, so, this is a really good pick. Jalen kind of reminded me of Deshaun Watson in college. They both can run the ball. They both can throw the ball in the pocket and run outside and throw it if they need to. They've shown they can make defenders miss. And, that's what today's game's getting to. It's more of a mobile quarterback game. They have Lamar Jackson, literally making defenders fall and make them look silly out there. He's been able to run the ball and throw the ball at a high ability. He can just do it. And, even Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes goes out there. He rolls out of the pocket. He throws crossbody. He throws cross, sidearm. He does all this thing. He can run 10, 15 yards and get that first down, just like, Aaron Rodgers does. The ability to scramble is so huge in today's game. You just have to be a mobile quarterback, not just a pocket passer. So, with Jalen Hurts going there, it also gives the Eagles a little more leeway. They're telling Carson, hey, this guy could take your job. Buckle up. Or they do what New Orleans does. They have Drew Brees and Taysom Hill. They take Taysom Hill, they spread him out wide, they throw the ball to him, touchdown. That's what Carson can do to Jalen. Or they can take Jalen Hurts and put him in the shotgun, make him play action, drop back for pass where Carson's literally just standing out wide. Or they can, run up the middle with Jalen Hurts at the wildcat position. They could do a whole different. There's a whole different kind of scenarios, whole lot of scenarios that they can like run through. So I feel like this is a very good move. I feel like Jalen Hurts is going to take that starting position from Carson Wentz, whether that's week 1, week 8. It's just going to happen. Jalen Hurts is going to be the starting quarterback in Philadelphia, whether you like it or not. It's going to happen this year, not next year. It's going to happen this year. I feel like Carson is either going to get hurt or just underplay. He's underperform, and I feel like Jalen has that job unlocked. So let's go move to the Cincinnati Bengals. They just drafted Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. These guys are huge additions to that Bengals offense. But I still see their defense is subpar. Even with Adam Trey Waynes and Kenzie Alexander in that defensive back situation, I just feel like their defense is still going to let up too many points where that offense isn't going to be able to hold up, isn't going to be able to keep up. They're not going to be able to score too much. I mean, yeah, they got A.J. Green and T. Higgins, and they're able to move down the field if they need to, but I still feel like it's just not going to be as efficient as we think. I think it's going to take a couple weeks for them to get that chemistry down, especially with A.J. Green kind of wanting more money there. I feel like it's going to be a little different. But, with A.J. Green and T. Higgins, these corners around, they're going to have to be more aware. They're going to have to be like, okay, we got to man up on both these because we play zone and one gets open, we're done. They get over the top of us, we're done. So they got to kind of be aware of T. Higgins and A.J. Green, where they are on the field at all times, because if they don't, there's going to be a big play. And, that's why they got Joe Mixon. If they do get those guys, they can run up the middle, but that's where those linebackers come in and fill those gaps. And, I don't think Cincinnati is in a good place at all. I don't feel like they have a good line. I feel like their line they're good. They're not great, but they need some refining to do. They really need to build that chemistry up more so that they can block for Joe Mixon, they can block for Joe Burrow, and keep both of those guys healthy to get that ball. I still don't think that the Bengals are something. I feel like they have a really bad GM. I feel like they have a really bad franchise. They've never really been that good. The last time they were good, or somewhat good, and they still lost in the playoffs, was in, I think it was 2015. They went 8-0 to start the season, and that was my junior year of high school. And then after that, they went to the playoffs and they lost. So, not really a good franchise to be in. I have the Bengals going 4-12 this season. That might get changed if they add that 17th game this Thursday. I haven't beaten the Steelers home and away. I haven't beaten the Jaguars at home and the Redskins away. So I feel like, they're gonna get lucky with the Steeler games. I feel like it's gonna be a lot of close games with Cincinnati. I just don't feel like they're gonna win them all. So it's not too different from last season, and yeah, that's where I stand on that. So let's go over to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who just got a whole lot more exciting. They added Tom Brady this offseason. Now, I thought Tom was going somewhere else. I had no idea he was going to Tampa Bay. I thought, New England was just going to be home, because why end on a pick six? Why end there on a pick six? But, he thought it was time to go, and he knew it was time to go. So, I mean, it is what it is. He went there, and now he has these weapons. He never really had weapons in New England. I mean, yeah, he had Randy Moss, but they still didn't win a ring together. So now he's going to Tampa Bay, and he has Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, who are two really, really decent weapons who can get an open field and, have some nice speed. And I feel like Brady got real lucky in this situation, and then all of a sudden we're thinking, okay, this is a good team. I'm saying, like, okay, well, they're not going to win their division. This is the Saints division, but they're still going to make the playoffs. And then this guy called Rob Gronkowski decides to come out of retirement, and then the Patriots trade him to Tampa Bay. Things just got a whole lot more interesting. I mean, they played together in New England, and if anybody knows what it was like in New England with those two, it was ridiculous. These guys, it's like lighting a firework and watching it go off. It's insane, and I think he's one of the top 10 tight ends of all time. But here's the real question: can he still produce the same as he did in New England? I think he can. I really do. I feel like he's going to be able to take what he learned in New England and bring it over here, but have some fun with it. Yeah, he lost some weight. Who cares? He's not going to be able to block that well, but he can still put that weight on. I bet you he's going to be one of those tight ends that can spread out in that slot position and, have a medium, medium short route. He's going to be one of those guys. He's going to be one of those guys that's on the line and gives a quick jab and then busts out for a quick dump off pass, 5-10 yards. He's got the first down. That's what he's going to be. And if he's not, if he's different than that, then so be it. I'm wrong. Who cares? But that's what Gronk is going to be. He's still going to be a top-tier tight end. He's still going to go out there and produce numbers week in and week out. I mean, he's under Tom Brady, and now he's under a system that likes to have fun, and that's what Gronk is all about. You know, being younger and with that smaller frame, he's going to be able to move quicker. He's going to be able to, you know, shed blocks, go this way, go that way. But, you know, I feel like that's something that Tampa Bay is going to be interested in. You know, they didn't sign O.J. Howard, and I feel like Tampa has a shot at winning their division now. I feel like they have a shot at beating out the Saints, especially with Gronk and Tom Brady reuniting. I mean, if you think about it, they got Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and now Rob Gronkowski on their offense. Yeah, their line is subpar, but they went on and got an offensive lineman this draft. I feel like they're molding together to be a good unit this year. They're not going to be something bad. They're going to be something medium to great. They're going to be something good. They're definitely going to make the playoffs. Whether they win one game in that playoffs or not, they're still going to make it. I feel like they have a really good opportunity this year, you know, to go far and to produce. I feel like Brady could very well be on his way to his 7th ring, but, you know, only time will tell. I'm not saying he's going to get it because he probably won't, and he probably won't. So let's go over to one of the craziest things that I've seen. This made my mouth drop. You know, I was sitting there, and all of a sudden I see my phone go off, and I look, and, you know, it says Andy Dalton signed a 1-year deal with Dallas Cowboys. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no. I'm like, no. I thought New England. I thought Jacksonville. Cowboys. This doesn't make sense. You know, you have Dak. You know, but you know this deal was worth $7 million. Okay, it was $3 million is guaranteed. So if he has all 16 games, if he has all 16 games as a backup, he gets $3 million. He can earn $4 million more in incentives. So that's where that $7 million kind of comes into play. So I mean, it's not a really big deal, but it's a deal where it gives Andy some wiggle room, because with Dak getting franchise tagged, you know, anything can really happen at the end of this year. They can say if Dak doesn't produce, it might be the Andy Dalton show in Dallas. It might be Andy Dalton signs a 3-year deal after this, and Dak's somewhere else next year. It very well could be. You know, this is Jerry Jones telling Dak, like, look, if you don't do your job, we got someone who can replace you. And he's cheap. He's not asking a price like you are that you're not worth. I'm telling you, Dak's not worth what he's asking. He hasn't proved it. He hasn't won very big games. So I don't know what else to tell you. I just, you know, I'm rooting for Dak. I really believe he's a really good quarterback. I just feel like he's asking too much. I feel like he has to come down on that a little bit. But, you know, if he lives up to expectations, awesome. But if he doesn't, like I said, after the season, Andy Dalton signs a 3-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys, and it's the Andy Dalton show. This is where Andy Dalton, and I can see Andy Dalton in a Cowboy uniform for a very long time. And I feel like this is his calling. I feel like Andy Dalton to the Dallas Cowboys, to me, would look like a Tony Romo in a Dallas Cowboys uniform. Not saying how they play alike. I'm just saying, like, that's how it would look. That's the kind of look that it would give. And, you know, Dallas is going to be very interesting to watch this year. I mean, they got CeeDee Lamb in this draft, and they didn't even really need him. I felt like they needed some more corner play. I mean, yeah, they got Trevon Diggs, but, you know, this is going to be a very fun team to watch, and the drama around it's going to be kind of interesting. I'm not looking forward to the drama, but I'm looking forward to seeing who wins this job. Does Andy Dalton take over from Dak because Dak can't win those big games, or is Dak the guy? Is Dak the guy, and he proved to Jerry Jones that he's worth what he's asking for? So, you know, I feel like this is going to be a very interesting season with Dallas. But, you know, that's as simple as it can get. You know, that's all I got for you guys today. So, we're going to be back here Friday, and we're going to get things rolling again with a little more things around the NFL. So, hopefully you guys had a good time, and you just got your fix with the Wicks.